Baseball is dead.
Rest in peace.
It doesn't feel like it, but it's September already. It's September 1st today. We're recording this on September 1st. What day of the week is it? Thursday?
No
Thursday.
Clue.
Today's Thursday, September 1st. And right now, entering play today on September 1, the Yankees have a 6-game lead. It used to be 15.5, but now it's 6 over Tampa. The Cleveland Guardians have a 1.5 lead over the Twins.
Uh-oh.
The Houston Astros have an 11.5 lead over the Seattle Mariners. The Mets have a 3-game lead over the Braves. The Cardinals have a 6-game lead over the Brewers. Man, did that hater trade really... Not that he would have helped, but that was kind of the tipping point. And the Dodgers have an 18.5 game lead over the Padres. And then for your wild card, Tampa, Seattle, Toronto, who are 2 games up on the Orioles. And then in the National League, the Braves, they've got it on lock 7.5 over the Phillies, who have a half game over the Padres, who have a 2.5 game lead over the Brewers. I don't know that there's going to be much movement over this last month, but I'll ask you guys, is there a team right now that's either not winning the division that's going to, or is on the outside looking in that's going to get in? Or are the teams that are in a playoff spot right now, is that your playoff picture? Joseph?
I think that's basically the playoff picture.
You don't think anyone else gets in? You don't think that the Braves can't take over the Mets?
I think they have the best chance out of every other team. But I've been said that the Mets have it on lock. I have been saying that.
I mean, this would take looking at the schedule a little bit here. But is there any reason that we're just completely counting the Twins out of the Central? They're only game and a half back, right?
Game and a half back. They've, they're both kind of playing mediocre baseball right now.
Well, that's kind of my whole point with that division is the Chicago White Sox, it feels like, have just completely fucked off their chances. And it sucks that Tony La Russa...
Best wishes to Tony, yeah.
Yes, best wishes to Tony. Hope he's okay. That sucks, man. That really sucks. I'll tell you this. The A's play the White Sox September 11th, right? And I know you're September 11th. It's a pretty important day for us, the Oakland A's, because that's the day that we're going to be retiring Dave Stewart's number 34. Obviously a very important day in our nation's history for obvious reasons, but that's also the day that they decided to do that ceremony because the White Sox will be in town. Who manages the White Sox? Tony La Russa. I don't know if you know this, but he's actually a part of that 89 World Series team out here in Oakland. Of course you guys knew that. Him and Dave Stewart, very good friends, close homies. So I hope Tony, for his sake and his family's sake, that everything is right, everything gets taken care of, and hopefully he's able to make that trip. I don't think he's going to be able to make that trip, which would be unfortunate. But again, for his health, that's what we care about. I say all that to say, for everything that Tony La Russa has brought to the Chicago White Sox in terms of this old man can't do it anymore and blah, blah, blah. And I was the one who was saying, look, Uncle Tony's going to be just that dude. He's going to be that crazy old uncle who's just kind of over there hanging out, and the boys are going to go out and play at sometimes maybe even in spite of him. And I felt like that was going to be, you know, what kind of motivated the White Sox. Well, they got a lot of love for him, and sure, you know, it might not fall on open ears every day he speaks, but I think you look at the reaction from the clubhouse, and, you know, hey, it's not just eyewash. Like, they care. They want the dude to be okay. And who knows, maybe something like this can motivate and catapult a team like, yo, let's do it for, like, you know, I get it. You're kind of being rah-rah there, like, win one for the Gipper. But you never know, man. I mean, this is the team that was ready to hold a fucking funeral for Eloy Jimenez.
Yeah.
He had just a little bad, like an oblique or whatever the fuck it was. So they're clearly susceptible to being moved by emotion in that room. Why not Tony?
Because they suck. There's
okay.
I understand the sentiment, Dallas.
I'm trying. Fuck.
I know.
Pillows. Come on.
They're 2 games under 500 going into September 1st. Like, I know September is not traditionally. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. They're 5 out. They're 5 out. Okay, it's not the strongest division that we've ever seen in the history of baseball, but
that's their saving grace.
It's been pretty rare. I can't think of many examples where teams have turned their season around in September. I just haven't seen it. I can't think of an example. I'm not saying it's impossible because 5 games is 5 games. That's not a huge lead.
It's a combination, though. You have to have your team playing well at this time, and you also need the other teams to stumble.
Yeah,
like that's always been part of what happens in a September run. Is you can be great. Think about last season. That 42 game stretch or whatever it was, where over the course of 40 whatever fucking ball games, like almost 2 months, the separation between the Giants and the Dodgers amounted to 1 game.
Yeah.
They played
that was nuts.
42 fucking baseball games. Both teams, great runs during that stretch. And when the dust settled, 1 game worth of movement. That's bananas. So that's what you need if you're the White Sox is you need to just be playing a better brand of baseball, and hopefully the other teams that have struggled that are in your way will continue to do so. But that just doesn't seem to be happening right now. And that's what's fearful for the White Sox is between Cleveland and Minnesota. If they start to figure shit out, well, the White Sox are kind of left on the outside going, well, hey, we're ready to play good baseball now. And the other team's like, yeah, well, you're too late, man. I think we're trying to play good baseball too.
Yeah. I mean, what they have going for them is, like I said, the Twins and the Guards have essentially played mediocre baseball over the last week and change. If the White Sox, and this is obviously an unlikely scenario, if they were to haul off 9 out of 10, then you put this time of the year when everything is so tightly packed in that division, you put the pressure on Cleveland, you put the pressure on Minnesota, and now like they're thinking about it. Like this time of year is when teams are actually scoreboard watching. Like I know fans are scoreboard watching in first place, blah, blah, blah. Like they're doing that shit in April now. But in September, that's when you probably have like the teams and the players are looking at who's breathing down their necks. All that to say, I mean, that $10,000 bet on the Cleveland Guardians 3 months ago, for me, it looks like I'm a genius. I'm a genius.
Well, I mean, there's only a game and a half between you and the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, but we got this.
And unfortunately, you didn't have the ball sack to put that bet down.
No, you don't know that.
A good spot.
You don't know that. And I did do that. So I have $10,000 on the Cleveland Guardians.
Oh, then you surely had no problem showing us the betting slip just so we can root.
Well, I can't do that legally in Massachusetts. It was kind of like a, you find a guy who knows a guy.
You were elsewhere. You made the bet when you were in a place where you could legally make that bet. That's the beautiful part about it, Jared.
Right. When we were in,
that's what it means. You're a legal bet slip holder, and you can show us that, and we can cheer along with you. So as soon as you do that,
keep cheering.
Have the power of the whole pod behind you.
Right. And they were actually when I was hyping up the Minnesota Twins bullpen. This kid Duran, Jesus Christ, have you seen him at all?
Sure have. Are you going to talk? Are you going to tell me about the splinker?
Yeah, it's 101. He throws a fucking 101 mile an hour splitter.
No. Splinker.
It's a splitter sinker.
Correct. It's not a splitter.
What is it? What does the grip look like? Is it gripped like a?
It's a wide grip. The idea is it's the velocity and the movement and the grip, right? That's all the combination. I got to plug my computer in. But yeah, it's a splinker, and it's hard. It's disgusting to think about 100 mile an hour breaking pitch. It's not, I guess, necessarily a breaking pitch. Split finger fastball is a variation of the fastball. It does have incredible vertical movement, but his is just, it's just a fucking alien pitch.
I saw. And this doesn't make sense, but I saw someone say that he threw the first ever 100 plus mile an hour off speed pitch because it was
and I wanted to.
It's a split fingered fastball, though.
Right. Well, that's my whole.
Are they trying to classify a splitter as off speed?
Well, some do.
Like I get the notion. Like I think that if there are guys who don't feel comfortable with a changeup, like they can't control a changeup or they don't like the grip, that they'll throw a splitter instead. So I get that like it could be classified as an off-speed pitch, but the extended name of the splitter is the split-fingered fastball.
Correct. Just like
so, how would it be a fastball that's off-speed?
Just like Emmanuel Classe's 101 mile an hour, 102 mile an hour cutters are cut fastballs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they're off speed.
It's semantics, really. So, like, however you want to, like, when you start talking about upper echelon velocities, I think that's where your brain starts to tell you, well, hold on, like off speed. Because if this is off speed, well, what's it off? Speed of his fastball. His fastball is what? It's the same fucking thing?
Right.
It's 101? Okay, well, that's 101 mile an hour splinker.
So that's a bad off-speed pitch.
Yeah, it's just the difference. It's got a little more vert movement to it, right? Than the fastball.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but then you look at Greinke, who throws a 90 mile per hour fastball and his changeup's 90 miles per hour.
I've actually
his changeup at times is faster.
Correct.
Yeah.
I've watched Zach Greinke throw an 87 mile an hour fastball and then throw an 88 mile an hour changeup. and it's like Felix. Like Felix Hernandez, as his velocity started to decline, his changeup and the separation of velocity started to decrease, but the changeup was still relatively hard. And I mean, you ask hitters, and his shit, like that pitch when he first broke in and was just shoving it up people's ass for a decade, you had never seen a pitch with that kind of movement, with that kind of velocity, that kind of depth, serving the purpose it was, working off of a higher velocity fastball. Like that's just,
dude. His fucking fastball is 103. His fastball is 103. And then his off speed is 101. It's ridiculous.
Like you could be like, look, breaking balls, right? Curveball, slider, slurve, because those pitches are, breaking one way, either away from a right-hander if thrown by a right-hander or breaking into a left-hander. And the off speed is to get you off of the speed of the fastball. So the changeup, the split, the fork, the fosh, so wherever you want to kind of draw the line, like, oh, my split, I'm not really working it off the fastball. It's it's really more of a true changeup, so it's all semantics.
Yeah. Like I don't even know what this pitch is that he's got at like 87. Like, I don't know what that is.
Probably a changeup.
It's not a changeup. It doesn't move like a changeup. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Well, it doesn't have to move. Like, look, I watch a guy here throw a slider that's got positive horizontal movement. He's right-handed, and the slider
it's like a curveball, but it's not. It doesn't have hard snap to it, and it's not 12-6, but it moves more like a curveball than a changeup. It has more like diagonal break, like down right to left. I don't know. This guy is a freak. So all that to say that I was giving some love to the Minnesota Twins bullpen, obviously Duran being a big part of that. And then I had a Cleveland Guardians fan tweet me and be like, "You're sleeping on the guards, bro. Like, where's all the love for the guards?" And I was like, "You, my friend, don't listen to the podcast, do you? Because on the podcast, you would know that I placed a $10,000 bet on the Cleveland Guardians to win the division I don't know, 6 weeks into the season. 7 weeks.
I just you're gonna have to jog my memory there.
I can go back and find out exactly. It was before the All-Star break, right?
It's just on the slip, or you don't have to.
Yeah, well, like we said, it's on the bet slip. So all you're
I
gonna
don't have it.
That's probably in your wallet, right?
Down. This is my studio.
So you don't have your bet slip.
It's probably upstairs. Yeah.
So how are you gonna? What's up? Okay.
Yeah, 2 floors, dude. I wouldn't just keep a bet slip in my podcast studio.
Yeah, just pause, Jake.
Just pause, Jake.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll get it later. I don't want to interrupt the flow of the show.
No, for sure not. For sure not.
So we went off on a tangent. I mean, I started off by asking you guys, is there anyone on the outside looking in right now that you think will be in? So no love for the Baltimore Orioles, who are 2 games out.
They gotta come correct, and you know who they got coming into town?
The green and gold?
The big bad green and gold.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the A's are hot right now, huh?
Well, we were riding a little bit of a streak, Jared. A little bit of a one game. It was a good offensive outburst.
I mean, 5-5 over your last 10 for the A's standards. That's scorching hot.
I believe it was 3 in a row.
Yeah.
If we would have won last night, that would have matched our longest winning streak of the season at 4 games. So it was,
you guys got a good club.
Didn't work out. Look, eye to the future, dude. Eye to the future. Nobody else, no other fan base is being treated to a look to the future like the A's fan base.
I agree. So fucking Milliken pleasures himself to highlights of Sean Murphy like every night. It's crazy. I don't know. I mean, like, good player, but Jesus Christ, he never shuts up about this guy and wants him on the Red Sox very badly.
Murph is hitting over 300 since like June, I think, something like that. Like, he's fucking raking, and he just hit his first grand slam. Like, he just fucking Shawnee Barrels, bro.
That's a great nickname.
Shawnee Barrels.
Yeah. There's never been a first name Barrels before.
No, there hasn't.
Nope.
Definitely not one that sounds like Shawnee in the Bay Area. What are you talking about?
Right.
Never.
Didn't he have a different name? Did he have a different nickname?
Who, Murph?
No. Donnie Barrels. Didn't he have a different nickname?
No, Donovan Solano? No, just
what am I
Barrels.
thinking of?
Yeah. And for the record, I did not nickname Murph Shawnee Barrels. It was a play on, it was a tongue-in-cheek nickname given by my broadcast partner. So it's, yes, we get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just funny for us to use.
Yeah, you know what else you get?
You know what you get? That fucking D.
That
go ahead.
DraftKings Sportsbook, D. Yeah.
Told you. Yeah.
Yeah. The wait is almost over. A new football season is about to begin. Get ready for NFL Week 1 action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. To celebrate the return of football, DraftKings is giving new customers a can't-miss offer. Bet just $5 on any football game and get $200 in free bets instantly. If you want more action for opening night, everyone can experience the thrill of DraftKings early win promotion. Get up 7, you win. Bet on any NFL team of your choice. And if your team leads by 7 points at any point during the game, you get paid instantly, even if your team loses. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Joe, who's your team? Are you a Falcons fan?
No. The Commanders, baby. What? What? I don't understand. That's funny. The fucking, what do you like? The fucking Oakland? You like the Oakland Raiders or something?
He's a Cowboys fan.
Hey, say that again. Say that again with the pride and the fucking the Commanders. I'm a Commanders fan. Go Commanders! Yeah.
Bro, you just wait until they win 20 games this year, and then
what, over the next decade? The fuck out of here.
They're winning 20 games this year and going to Super Bowl, baby.
Go Commanders!
Dude, I'm just telling you right now, you better not come to FedEx. They'll fuck you up, dude.
Yeah.
Don't come to FedEx like that. Come to football Mecca, baby.
Yeah, football Mecca. What are you going to do? Command my respect, Joe. Let's give it up for your Washington Commanders. Here they come. Your Commanders.
Your Commanders.
Dude, you're pumping me up. You're getting me ready for football season.
Well, DraftKings got you dialed in, bud.
Yeah, all you got to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code Jared. Get $200 in free bets instantly when you place a $5 bet on any football game. That is promo code Jared, only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See the show notes for details.
I bet you get good odds on the Commanders Super Bowl. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Ton of value there.
Ton of value there.
They always sleep on the new teams.
Yeah.
Look at the Guardians. They changed their name.
They're usually sleeping in February too, Joe. That's all right.
You just wait and see.
Oh, Commanders.
Not this year though. What's this? I'm trying to think of the fucking. Oh, what is it? Jay and Silent Bob. I am the Clit Commander.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Fucking epic movies.
It's great. I've probably seen that movie 6,000 times. Like that was like anytime I would have sleepovers with my friends, we would either watch Resident Evil or Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
So good. Who smokes some blunts? We smoke some blunts.
Ben Affleck was in that movie.
He is in that movie.
Yeah.
Drinking beers.
Yeah. You would like that movie. Oh, Half Baked was the other one, which I feel like is another Dallas Braden movie.
Yeah. Very, very, very solid flick.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw Dallas a little bone here. Last night, Shohei Ohtani hit his 30th home run. I'm not going to mention who it was against.
Who was it against?
Can I?
Yeah.
Garrett Cole.
It was against Garrett Cole.
Is it now? He's there. He's the Yankees.
Yep.
Well, I'm not saying statistically this year,
right?
But he's their best pitcher, right?
He's expected to be, yeah.
Well, right. So he's expected to be their best pitcher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Shohei Ohtani hit. Well, hold on. Shohei's the pitcher for the Angels.
Yeah, he's a pitcher.
And he hit the home run?
Yes, 3-run home run. It was 2-0 at the time.
Well, hold on. You're moving a little too fast for me here. So the Angels have a pitcher that they let hit, and he hit against the Yankees' best pitcher.
Correct. Yep.
And he took him deep.
It was actually a bomb, dead center, right in the fucking trees.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
But you know,
the call was pretty cool.
Is this the same dude? Is this the same pitcher that's now hit 30 home runs?
Yeah, he's got 30. Yeah.
The pitcher.
Yes. Yeah, the call, they're just like a bunch of American dudes in the booth that just start yelling in Japanese. It's fucking awesome. I want to know what Sugoi means. What does that mean? What does that mean, Dallas?
That's goofy. Sugoi!
What does that mean?
I fucking love it. Like fucking, oh God. I looked it up.
So you don't know either?
No, but it means he told me what it means. It means like.
Do you have his number? Okay. Text him right now.
All right, I will. Well, fuck it.
Because I don't know how to spell Sugoi, so I don't know how you can't Google it.
There. I'm probably going to hold off.
It's 7:50 in the morning. Like everyone wakes up at 8, dude. Anyways, here it is.
It's 2-0 deficit with one swing of the bat. The 2-0.
And he's done it. Get out of here. Shohei Ohtani. Ohio gozaimasu, New York.
I love that reaction. Oh my God. Shohei center field. 30th home run. Sugoi! Shohei! Just like that, the Halos are up by 1.
What does that mean?
I just looked it up.
No,
What
it's
does it
just
mean?
a like
Joe, what does it
Japanese,
mean?
like how
What does it mean, Joe?
languages
Joe, what does
translate.
it mean?
There's
Joe, what does it
not
mean?
words. It just
Joe.
means to like say you're excited.
Fuck
is
yeah.
what
All
I
right, what does it
believe.
mean?
Dallas is right.
Yeah.
When you think, quote, this is good.
There you go, dickhead.
So I'm a dickhead because I want to learn Japanese culture.
And I was telling you, and you were telling me no, and then you listen to Joe.
5
and he goes,
minutes ago, you didn't know what it was, and now all of a sudden you do?
I was explaining to you the translation and how words in American English don't translate directly.
All you people out there speaking American, I want to know what this means in Japanese.
Well, American English, very different than the Queen's English.
Mm-hmm.
Very different than English spoken in other parts of our world,
Right.
Jared.
Right.
You
Anyways,
uncultured fuck.
I'm very uncultured, and I will stay that way. I will not be doing any Japan trips. I started to kind of like put some feelers out there with like my friend because I want to get ahead of it this off season, and I want to actually go on vacation for once. And my buddy throws out Colombia, and I'm like, bro, I'm not going to Colombia. I'm just not going. If I'm gonna, if the whole point of a vacation is to relax, you know what's not relaxing? Going to a foreign country where I don't know what anyone is saying, and I don't know, like, there's no fucking chicken fingers there. Like, what am I gonna do?
Do you understand that? Oh, I fucking can't with you right now. I fucking just cannot.
What?
I can't.
The best I can do is Canada. Like, it's pretty much America, just nicer.
You are despicable. You're a fucking despicable human being.
I like what I have. I like my routines. I like my food options, and I like when being able to understand what people are saying.
Jared, it's comfy in the shade, but nothing grows there. Okay.
I don't know.
And don't you want to learn Spanish?
Yeah, I
yeah,
hear
I do.
Canada's the place to go for that. Como se dice poutine in Espanol? Yeah, you're gonna fit right in, Jared.
Man.
Colombia is a great spot to go to. Colombia would be a beautiful place to visit, especially for one of your first vacations outside of Saugus.
I've been to New Hampshire, obviously.
I personally would recommend Costa Rica.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you were looking to get a little taste of Colombia, if you were looking to get a little taste of Venezuela, if you were looking to get a little taste of the E Block, they offer that in Costa Rica.
I don't know what that means.
You'll do your homework.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I'm not going to Japan is what I'm putting out there. But I am interested in learning some more Japanese words. Breaking news, Carlos Martinez just got an 85-game suspension for violating the league's joint domestic violence, sexual assault, and child abuse policy. I don't know what he did. Do we know what he did?
Guess.
I'm guessing there was a domestic dispute.
Yeah. Future Yankee, I guess.
Wow. Is there, I mean, that last part, I believe, is just the complete and total name of the.
Yes. Yep.
Right?
It does not
Of the
imply
law?
that there was.
A child
Yes.
involved here.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. To my knowledge, it hasn't been listed. Major League Baseball announced today that free agent pitcher Carlos Martinez has accepted an 85 games unpaid suspension retroactive to June 19th for violating the league's joint domestic violence, sexual assault, and child abuse policy. It's all a one umbrella.
Yeah. So if he's already been suspended, I assume that
his career is over. I mean, it's not like he fucking sucks now. He's getting minor league deals and getting released anyway. It's a wrap.
Well, and like this is absolutely, I mean, I think anybody that's listened to us for 10 minutes understands that that's just not a fucking game I play. That's just not you're just a shitbag for shit like that. To your point though, this is a point in time in an individual's career where I don't want to say shit like that starts to happen, because there's never, ever, 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 ever an excuse or a justification for things like this. But if you're trying to understand where someone is coming from, which again is very different than justifying actions. Understanding does not mean you're okay. Understanding does not mean you're justifying. It means quite literally you're just understanding where the action is coming from. So, to your point, Jared, minor league deals, injuries, stress from all of that, like that stuff can mount and can eat at people. And when you're at a point in your life where you feel like that decision that you just kind of laid out when you said he's fucking done, career's over, like if that's the reality guys are facing and they know that, there's probably some emotion that they're dealing with that they've never dealt with before. And again, I say all of that just to maybe gather an understanding where individuals come from in moments like this. At no point is it ever okay to physically start to put your hands on anybody else because you're having a bad day.
Yeah. Yep. Fuck him. He's out. Anyways, the Shohei discussion. We always get off on tangents now. Shohei hit his 30th last night. And he also qualified for the batting title. Ooh. Which means, Dallas, means that Shohei Ohtani, coming into play today, September 1st, is top 10 in the league in both ERA and OPS.
Wow. That seems like a really, really valuable player to have.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? Why is he valuable? I mean,
Shohei Ohtani, his 888 OPS is 10th. 10th in Major League Baseball. And his where is his ERA at?
Like can I say this? I am with a lot of people who are listening to this right now, who have probably heard you start to talk about Shohei Ohtani, who may have been hitting the fucking 15-second fast forward button, 15-second like fuck, I can't get these fucking assholes off the Ohtani thing. I said this to a guy last night. The most beautiful part about this conversation, the MVP conversation with Judge and Ohtani, any two people, the most beautiful part about it is I cannot tell you to not lump in team success with your definition of the V, of value. I can't tell you not to do that. And in turn, you can't tell me to not look at it as a purely individual performance-based accolade. You don't get to tell me that that's not the case either.
So I think where people tune out is when we make it an MVP discussion. I think
do we all realize that there's another award? Do we understand this? That there's another
take
award
awards out of it. Take awards out of it. I think people.
No. That's the problem, Jared. Don't do that. Do not take awards out of it. Let's leave the awards in it because they've got an award for the best offensive player.
If you're a listener of this show, you're more likely to be like, if you just talk about Shohei Ohtani and him as a player, I think people are more likely to be like, oh wow, like that's fascinating. Like he's top 10 in ERA and he's top 10 in OPS. And I think what was the other stat? That it's like
he's the first pitcher, he's the first player in baseball history.
30 home runs and 10 wins.
30 home runs and 10 wins. He did that.
So if you just talk about Shohei I don't think that you have as much Shohei fatigue as when it's forced down your throat that he's the MVP. He's more valuable than Aaron Judge. It's like people don't want to be told what to think and how to think things. But if you just talk about Shohei and how great he is, then you're providing the information that people can then take to make their own informed decisions on what the MVP is all about. And so I think it's as long as you steer away from like, hey, like once it's award season, fine. But like as of right now, I genuinely don't have any interest in like discussing the MVP and like Shohei versus Judge. I like talking about them separately.
There's no way to talk about them. Not now. That's the problem. There's no way to talk about them separately and not bring the other into the equation, especially if you're in the Judge
That feels like
camp.
a you thing. I like Judge right now. It's like he's on pace to hit 64 homers. You can talk about Aaron Judge's season as its own separate topic. And then Ohtani being top 10 in OPS and ERA. I can talk about that as a separate conversation. And like, I understand how people be like, oh, well, this guy's more valuable and that guy's more valuable. And like, let's bring the conversation together. I don't have any interest in that. I would rather be like, this is really fucking cool what Shohei's doing. This is really fucking cool what Aaron Judge is doing.
Yeah, I just like for me, and this is not downplaying anything that Judge is doing. Like we're putting a single league's already achieved, like we're putting a single league's home run record in the forefront of this.
What do you mean?
That's where all the noise is coming from with Judge. That's where all the noise is coming from is his pursuit of the Yankee home run record and the American League home run record. And then people,
but that's a big fucking deal.
What's that?
That's a big deal.
Oh, absolutely, it's a big deal. But we understand that happens far more frequently than anything we're seeing on the other side of this conversation. Like, you remember when Sammy Sosa just hit more home runs than Roger Maris had ever hit like 3 years in a row?
Yeah, he did.
And I get it. That happened in the National League. And I get it. There's PED cloud around that. I understand all that. That's my point is we're taking that away so that we can shine the light brightly on what Aaron Judge is doing. And I am here for that.
I think that there's a bright light on both guys.
Oh, well, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously there is.
Someone needs the bigger light though.
Like you can't, you can try to fall on one side or you can try to stay out of it. But if you've had the conversation about either one of these players being an MVP candidate, you don't get to just go, but you know what? At this point, I think I just want to enjoy their personal seasons.
Well, here's what turns me off about it. If you were to ask me right now, like, who'd you vote for MVP? I'm voting for Shohei Ohtani. I think a lot of people would. I think a lot of people will think that that's a no shit, no brainer type deal. What I don't like is when you have to like put down Aaron Judge's season to lift up Shohei's season.
Who's doing that?
Plenty of people. Plenty of people are like, oh yeah, in order to
see that's I would have a problem with that.
Yeah,
because there's efforts you could make to do that, but that's negative. For me, one guy is doing something so ridiculous and so special, you don't have to downplay what the other individual is doing. Yeah. You just can look at one body of work and logically ask yourself, like I did yesterday. I asked people watching that baseball game. And the reason I asked them about that game specifically is because you have the only two players in the MVP conversation playing in that game last night. And I asked, if you were to start a baseball team and these two teams were the player pool that you got to choose from, which player are you selecting number one overall to play for your baseball team? And let's all understand the reason you're picking these players in the order you're picking them is because of the value they create for you and your team. And if you can sit here and look me in the eye and tell me that you would much rather have one guy who only plays offense in the face of what the other guy is doing and is capable of doing and has done, you're a goddamn idiot.
So I really enjoyed this series, given, I mean, take playoff implications out of it. Obviously, the Angels fucking suck. But that aspect of Judge and Ohtani facing off against each other was a lot of fun because they both delivered. In the first game, they both homered.
Fuck yeah.
In the first game, they both homered. In the second game, Judge homered, and in the third game, Shohei homers. So like it was basically a dick measuring contest. But I think the two at bats that stood out most to me in the first game, Aaron Judge had been walked intentionally his last two at bats going into his final at bat, where it was a 6-4 ball game. And DJ LeMahieu was the leadoff guy. And I believe he grounded out to third. So they get that first out. And then here comes Judge. And Tapera was pitching. And they're like, all right, we're going to go after him. Fine. If he hits a home run, we still have a 1-run lead. And it's not that big of an if. So, I mean, I'm not going to draw like the perfect comparison to Barry Bonds, but Barry got pitched around all the time. And he might see one good pitch the entire game, series. Never mind just the at-bat. And Aaron Judge had been sitting there all night waiting to get pitched to. And he comes in his kitchen once and bang, he just fucking smokes a home run. It was almost too perfect. Like his family was there. And he had just been waiting for anyone to dare throw him a fastball all night. And then they do, bam. See ya, homer. But then the at-bat of Shohei versus Garrett Cole, that's another one that stands out.
What?
So, I mean, both guys, like knowing that, like, hey, my biggest competition for MVP is sitting right in the other dugout. Mm-hmm. Both guys dropped their nuts on the table in that series.
Well, and the best part about all of that, like, see, and this is where, like, I'm sorry, man, but this is where my brain goes. Because the conversation and because Yankee fans are the way they are, I ask. I don't think I have to explain to you how ridiculous it is that the guy that you're comparing your best player to is out there doing what your best player does to your best pitcher and would then in a few days go out on the mound and do what your best pitcher's doing far better. But to your point of having both attractions on the main stage doing their thing, like that's like being in the strip club and having both of the hottest ladies up there at the same time on the main stage. You don't have to go watch Chandelier do her thing on the side stage. No, both of them are up there knocking boots, getting crazy. And you're like, well, this is outstanding. Yeah, I'll take another. Can you break this? Yeah, 5 ones, please. And you're ready to you're ready to make it happen.
Yeah. I think it's funny that everyone's saying, well, it's most valuable player when last night Shohei fucking, the only reason they won is because of him. 3-run home run literally won the game. They won 3-2 because of one swing. So is that not the most valuable? But this is why I think is important, and you have to compare them, because I'm looking at the odds for AL MVP. What do you think the odds are?
Like for each guy?
Yeah.
Ooh, I have no idea. I wouldn't honestly. I like straight up. I would like to believe that Shohei is the betting favorite. I truly don't. I truly don't know.
I would like to believe that too. I mean, we all agree that Shohei's the MVP. We're pretty knowledgeable.
I think Judge is the betting favorite.
He is. You know what the odds are? He's a fucking minus 950. Shohei's plus 625.
What?
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
According to fucking
DraftKings Sportsbook.
Damn.
Let me ask you this. Is Aaron Judge's season right now, is it 50% better than what Vlad Guerrero did last year?
No.
So if it's not 50% better than what Vlad did last year, and you're going to need roughly 51% of the unanimous vote that went to Shohei last year to flip and go to Aaron Judge this year. So if Aaron Judge's effort is not 50% better than what Vlad did last year, how do we have 51% of the votes going to Aaron Judge this year? Because last year, there wasn't anybody in the face of a ridiculous offensive season for Vlad. There was nobody that had him number one. Nobody. And that's why I ask you now, is it this record that is powering this thought? Because it was a lot of the story, like I've said for the whole time. Aaron Judge, the catalyst behind this ridiculous offensive run, or Aaron Judge, the catalyst behind this run that the Yankee team has been on. Well, that all stopped. The only thing that's maintained is his ridiculous season, his pace for the home run chase. And I get it now. And again, Jared, this is the part of where you said, like, you hate to have to knock Aaron Judge to catapult Shohei Ohtani. And I don't think that has to happen. But there are things you can argue in the face of people trying to figure out what sort of value is actually there. Do you know the Yankees' best month?
Like
Do you know what their
record-wise?
best month was, record-wise?
Probably May.
May was a really good month, but June, they were 22-6. Okay? June, the Yankees' best month to date, they were 22-6. As far as OPS goes, that was Aaron Judge's least productive month. He hit 257, 344 on base with a 578 slug. He had 11 homers and 21 RBIs. That's not terrible for the record, okay? That's not terrible at all. It's over a 900 OPS. But you're talking about the great run that the team has been on. Well, that was Judge's least productive month. And then in July, where he had his most productive month with an OPS north of 1,200, a month in which he hit 13 homers and 32 RBIs, the team played 500 baseball. So his most productive month saw the Yankees wash out to a 500 record. And his least productive month saw the Yankees have their best record. So those are things that when we talk about the value and when you start to nitpick, you can say little shit like that. For me, does that take away what Aaron Judge has done this year? Nope. But are those factual statements? Yes. Doesn't mean Aaron Judge is a bad player. Doesn't mean he's not MVP worthy.
Sounds like
Just-
you fucking hate Aaron Judge, dude.
Not at all. These are just the arguments that people bring my way. And what do you, like, what's my defense when someone says, well, Shohei Ohtani doesn't play defense. Aaron Judge is robbing homers. How do I even fucking respond to that? Like, do you realize?
So stupid.
Like, what do you say? What do you want me to say to that? And we understand that Shohei gets punished for being a DH, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you realize that? Like, they're taking points away from Shohei Ohtani when it comes to calculating his WAR because he's a designated hitter. Even the formula fails to realize, oh, fuck, that's right. We haven't figured out a way to factor in him defending himself as a pitcher and not punishing him for only being the DH because he doesn't play another fucking position. He's actually DHing because the son of a bitch is pitching at the same time. Oh.
Well, either way, I just had fun watching that series. I don't really care. I don't really care to get into the MVP discussion.
Jared doesn't care
right now.
about baseball awards. You heard it here first.
Just
Nah,
a piece
it's
of
just-
metal.
it's
Just a
tired.
piece of metal.
Yep, Jared and
tired.
Uncle Madford, just a piece of metal.
That's the fatigue that I have is the MVP discussion. Like I like talking about Shohei and I like talking about Judge. I hate comparing them. This is
Well,
like,
you can't. It's simple.
that's why though. Like it's the
People
idea
don't
that
want to
like,
acknowledge that.
I can acknowledge it, but it's just like I don't care for making it seem like what Judge's season is just like it's great, but it's not great as this. It's like we get it. He pitches too. We get it. We get it.
He broke baseball, bro. Sorry. He just broke the fucking game in
You're
half.
exactly right, Joey. You were exactly right. People were so willing to celebrate ridiculous performances until a dude showed up that just shit on their favorite player's performance because he does it all, and he's been doing it well since he showed up, and people are like, well, fuck. If he just keeps doing this, what are we going to do? Just give it to him every year? Well, what if Aaron Judge hits 61 home runs for the next 4 years? What are we going to do? Just give it to him?
Yeah, I think I can't remember if it was like on Twitter, if it was on the broadcast, but they were like, do you think someday there'll be a Shohei Ohtani award that's given to the best two-way player in the league? And it's like, no, I don't think that. Like, no, I think that is what we're missing, is that in terms of appreciating Shohei, because he's the first, like, yes, he's breaking down a barrier and he's a pioneer, but it's almost like, I don't, because I fucking hate him. Like, it's almost like Babe Ruth. Like, one of the first guys was also one of the greatest of all time. And I feel like it's that way with Shohei, where like there might be other two-way players that come along here and there, but it's almost going to be like a knuckleball pitcher where it's like, yeah, like, is there one in the league right now? Yeah, there is. Okay. Like, there's a couple, or there's none. Like, I think it's going to be like that.
This is the scale. Shohei, Christian Bethancourt. Do you know who that is? He used to play for the A's this year. And he actually pitched for the A's. But this is a guy who, when he was with the San Diego Padres, they were genuinely entertaining him as a pitcher, catcher, first base, outfielder.
That's like Kenley Jansen.
No, I mean, like Kinley, they were like, this
Kenley's
is in the
converted,
big leagues.
but
yeah, this is in the big leagues, Jared. In the big leagues, he's doing this.
Yeah.
So, but can we see the chasm there? Can we see the gap between Shohei Ohtani and Christian Bethancourt?
Yeah,
I think we can.
That's my point. Is I don't like for as much as people want to call Shohei a pioneer, I don't think that he's like, yeah, he's going to inspire other people to try.
No. That's great. Like you know, Jack Nicklaus inspired me to golf. Jared, you want to know where I'm not? I'm not on the fucking tour.
All right. Yeah.
Cool. You like to, I pitched and hit too. I pitched and hit all the way through my Division I college career. And then when I got to pro ball, they're like, what? No, you just pitch. What the fuck are you talking about? Who the fuck you think you are?
Yeah.
Like Mark Kotze, Golden Spikes Award winner, 95 off the bunk from Cal State Fullerton, dropping dick as well. Best college player you ever seen. You get to pro ball, Mark. Are you fucking high? No, you're not walking out there to the mound. You're going to play outfield. Like, it took a guy like Rick Ankiel going, no, I really think that this is possible because it is 97, 98, a hundo from the left side. I do drop dick. And if you want to run me through the minor league car wash so I can prove it, no problem. And that didn't take long. So that's the kind of shit that, like, think about it. Think about the celebration around Rick Ankiel when he was doing what he was doing, because you were like, oh my God, this dude used to pitch. Now could you imagine what the world would do if he just went out and did both at the same time then? It'd have broke your fucking brain. Let's take video games, for instance. How long have we been playing baseball video games? Quite a long time. This year, first time ever, you've been allowed to create a two-way player. First time ever.
I think there was like 3 players who got drafted who the teams were like, yeah, we're going to try him a two-way player.
Yeah, Brendan McKay, left-hander from the Tampa Bay Rays, when he got drafted way back when, was a guy that they had like thought about, considered maybe. He was a highly touted two-way guy coming out of high school. But this shit just doesn't work.
Do you think if Shohei Ohtani has the season that he's had the past 2 years, every single year for 10 years, he's the greatest ever?
I can't understand why people even have to balk at saying yes to that.
Hands down. What do you think, Jared?
You got a guy that hits the scene and is doing shit that the game hasn't seen in 100 years, and you're telling me he's going to do that for a decade, and he doesn't fall anywhere in your greatest ever pantheon?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, of course he would fall in the conversation, but is he the greatest ever? I don't know that I could just say that. especially for like 10 years when you've had guys with like 20 years of like domination of one thing.
Right. Domination of one thing. So if he's a top 10 dominator of two things,
this is what I don't like about the Shohei conversation is people
you don't like that you have to entertain
you
the full skill set. I know.
No.
It becomes inconvenient.
No, it's like you're not allowed to say anything else but Shohei. And if you don't say Shohei, then you're wrong or you're an idiot. It's like, no, like you can have the discussion. You can have the discussion.
But this all goes back to you can have your discussion, you can have your opinion. At some point in time, you got to resign to the fact that your opinion may be wrong. Like you may be wrong if you want to take just an offensive guy.
No, that's not right. Like no, if you 10 years is a great career, but does it make you the greatest of all time if you do this for 10 years? No, I don't think it does.
If he's hitting 30 to 40 homers and rocking a 2.5 ERA with 25 plus starts for a fucking decade, you don't have this guy as one of the best baseball players to ever
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
It's because, dude, you're basically putting two Hall of Fame careers into one player.
Right.
How many players have made the Hall of Fame because of 10 years? It's usually 20 years.
No, if you're 10 years, you're top 5 in ERA for 10 years, you're not a Hall of Famer.
Well, he's not. He would.
What? Jared,
he's not winning Cy Young awards. Like he's in the conversation. Yeah. Like I don't think that 10 years automatically makes you the greatest of all time.
You need to quit saying just 10 years because that's not what Joey said. 10 years of this specific kind of 10 years of 30 to 35 homers, as well as a 2.5 ERA. 10 fucking years of that. We're talking about 7-year peaks to get guy to the Hall of Fame. 10 years of 30 to 35 jacks and a 2.5 ERA.
Yeah,
Take 2 minutes and say that out loud to yourself.
The 7-year peak. The 7-year peak is what gets guys to the Hall of Fame, but you still have to have the longevity. Like you can't play 10 years and then pick 7 and be like,
I'm not saying he's only playing 10 years. I'm saying if he has 15 years, 5 of them aren't the GOAT, but if he has 10 years of this season and that's his best 10-year stretch plus 5 other years of like, okay, average.
I think that he would be in the conversation for like top 3 all time. Yeah.
I mean, Jared, like Sandy Koufax, what he pitched
like 10, 12 years,
11 years, 11 years.
Like
and it was the last 4 or 5 years where it was just like unfair for everybody else. So he did that in a 5-year window, 5-year peak. Or whatever it is, 6-year.
Sandy Koufax is the outlier, though. Like,
but that's an example.
When we talk about like Hall of Famers and longevity, Sandy Koufax is like notoriously the example that people use to say, "Well, you don't have to play 20 plus years to get into the Hall of Fame because Sandy Koufax." It's like, yeah, I mean, Sandy Koufax retired when he was like 31.
And are you talking about?
And I would present to you, I would present to you an outlier in the form of Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, but there's a difference between Hall of Famer and greatest of all time.
Yeah, well, I'm saying he would be. Hold on, like number 1 greatest of all time. I thought we were talking about having him in the conversation as one of the greatest of all time. I didn't know that we were.
I thought you were saying if he did this for 10 years that he is number 1 greatest baseball player of all time.
Yeah.
I think that there's probably still a very, very, very strong case for that to be a fact. If he were to, sorry, man. You got to do.
I said it's in the discussion. I can't just definitively say that, though.
30 to 40 home runs, and he's rocking a 2.5 ERA for the next decade. I have never heard of anybody capable of doing that, Jared. That guy doesn't exist in our record books.
Oh, now you're abandoning Babe Ruth. Sad.
That's such a false equivalent because Babe Ruth didn't fucking pitch and hit at the same time.
Right. And when he did, it was for a year. Like it didn't.
Then he killed his wife.
Took steroids as well.
Took steroids. Couldn't do it at the same time. Killed his wife. Drunk.
Yep. So in short, Shohei for MVP.
Mm-hmm. And Blue Moon for your ballpark beer choice. because baseball and beer go hand in hand, and Blue Moon is the perfect stadium companion with its bold flavor, bright explosion of color, iconic orange slice ritual, and authentic ballpark roots. In fact, Blue Moon was born in a ballpark first created at the Sandlot Brewery in Denver, Colorado. From the first pitch to extra innings, a Blue Moon guarantees a one-of-a-kind beer experience every single time. This weekend, what are some of the big series going on this weekend? Anything exciting?
What'd you say? Today's Thursday. Nothing's starting.
Today's Thursday. Oh. The Rays and Yankees. 6 games separating them. This could be a 3-game lead. It could go from 15.5 games to 3 games if the Rays sweep the Yankees.
Damn.
In Tampa, by the way.
With the home field advantage for the Rays, they're going to be bumping. Let's go, Rays.
Yeah, Tampa. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yikes.
That won't be 95% Yankees fans. No way.
Yeah, Sunday will be fun. Be a nice getaway day. A lot more people.
Yikes.
Fan base won't be in bed.
I'll have a case of Blue Moons ready for that series.
Moon
Just,
Jake.
I'll be an unbiased spectator. I'm just here for the baseball. I'm here for the baseball, here for the Blue Moon. From its refreshing flavor with Valencia orange peel for a subtle sweetness and hints of coriander, Blue Moon Belgian White is one-of-a-kind beer that's made brighter. It's carefully crafted and full-flavored with refreshing notes and a smooth, creamy finish. Why strike out with the same old beer when you can get something that's one of a kind? Best served with a signature orange garnish to showcase its beautiful hazy color. A beer this good only comes around once in a blue moon, but you can enjoy it all season long. Break out of your same old beer slump. Blue Moon Belgian White is one of a kind every time. Get Blue Moon Belgian White delivered by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com/rocket to see your delivery options. That is get.bluemoonbeer.com/rocket. Blue Moon, made brighter, celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado Ale. The Edwin Diaz entrance.
Yes.
So he had Timmy Trumpet come out to perform live his entrance at Citi. And I'm not there's definitely some people on baseball Twitter that will say some shit that they don't mean for the reaction. They're corny as fuck. And they'll just say things for the likes and the retweets. For me, the only caption that I could come up with was, this legitimately gave me goosebumps, because it actually did. Like, I thought it was fucking cool as hell. And the other thing that I was going to say about this, I thought it would have jumped the shark by now. I thought that people would have been like, fucking trumpets. Yeah, we get it. It's almost getting cooler. Somehow, some way, even being an internet meme and a viral sensation, they bring out motherfucking Timmy Trumpet to perform live Edwin Diaz's entrance theme. And that was even cooler than anything we've seen before, because obviously, like, the fans there are super into it. And then you bring this dude out and he's super into it. He's like, I'm not a baseball fan. I've never been a baseball fan. But the way that the Mets have embraced me, who wouldn't be out on the fucking field with the trumpet, just getting all into it with the trumpet? I mean,
he's from Australia and is like,
yeah.
I am now a Mets fan. Poor Vida.
It's crazy to me. This isn't a Latin guy. I always thought, like, how's this guy from Australia?
I mean, just the way that he lines up with the trumpet, it's like he's like putting a fucking rifle on his shoulder. It was crazy.
Australian music, baby.
It's incredible. Look, this has been a long time coming. We see it in other arenas, in other sports, right? You remember who fucking Floyd brought old Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber was walking Floyd Mayweather out to the ring, right? Like, he wasn't singing, but he was there walking him out. So you could see it start to build. And I'm sure, this has probably happened before where you've got other artists, walking these people out, these fighters out, they're singing, they're rapping. Like the UFC. I mean, Israel Adesanya, I'm sure you guys know who he is, but like his whole, like he's got a fucking squad that he's doing like anime fucking routines with before he goes in and fights. Like it's just, that guy's doing fucking anime in the octagon, psycho bastard. But this is what's going to happen. I'm going to throw it out there. We're going to see more of this, and we may see more of this as soon as or as early as the postseason.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
We're going to why can I not now as a starting pitcher? Why can't I get my fucking guy out there to start this game? Huh? Because that song's going to be long too, and that's going to get some folks going. So if you've got your number one who's getting ready to start game one of your playoff series at home, and it's music that for whatever reason gets your fans going, do you look into something like this? Because it can't be, this can't be fabricated. Like that energy in the ballpark when Edwin comes in, and a lot of it has to do with the season he's had.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't just drum up this kind of shit like in a few days. This has been building. Building. And now it's overflowing for the world to feel.
That's what DeGrom's been doing for, what does he play? Simple Man? The Mets are dude, they've done a good job with that, dude. Shout out to the fucking Mets. I hate it. But just the way that they film it and put it out there. I'm sure, every closer has a fucking song. It's just if you're watching on TV, you wouldn't even know it.
Right. Well, dude, I said this, when we were in Toronto, because we were in Toronto at the very beginning of the season. God, that feels like 2 years ago. And Jordan Romano's entrance music and his entrance into, oh my God. Like I wanted to jump out of the fucking booth and just fly down to the field and just be in the diamond to the lights, the music, it was insanity. And those people lose their mind.
Yeah, bro. They need to film that and put it on TV. I mean, we should be seeing people coming out with costumes and shit.
Well, I got to say this too. The Nats, I don't know if any other club is doing this. This is the only place I've ever seen it. And I think they're the only club that's doing it.
I know exactly what you're going to say. Yeah. Dude, and I hate it because they bring out the bullpen cart. Every single guy who comes out of the bullpen, no one uses it. They just drive it in circles.
I've got multiple videos of me filming the bullpen cart, driving out there, and I'm pumped up. I'm ready, just waiting for these guys to get in the car. Nothing.
No.
Fucking nothing.
Only person who does it is Doolittle.
Yeah.
Dude, I fucking woke up this morning and had this in my head. Like, it was the first thing I heard when I woke up.
What, the bullpen cart?
No, the fucking trumpets.
It is a sick song. Even I can admit that.
There's a lot of that going on. People like responding to the video being like, yo, fuck the Mets, but like, this is sick.
Yeah.
Even the biggest Mets haters can still respect it.
It is absolutely a battle cry. I mean, you're like you said, Jared, it's a meme. You're watching people play the music and, walk into work or walk into the bathroom or whatever the fuck they're getting ready to go do. And you just blast in Timmy T.
Why not?
Yeah. I mean, imagine this in the playoffs. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like fucking October. It's fucking October. And then you have a 1-run game, 3-2 Mets lead in the ninth. And then this place is just going to go bonkers. And bring back Timmy Trumpet. I saw KFC this morning said, no, we can't risk it. We can't have him come back because then that's when we run into trouble. And I was like, Kevin, you got to let go. This ain't your fucking dad's Mets no more. This is a different Mets team. This Mets team is different. And I know Joey doesn't want to say it, but this Mets team's got something going on that they didn't have going on before. Maybe it's the Stevie Cohen effect. I don't know. They've got a lot of talent.
Maybe it's
they've got
$300
some
million
mojo that they've never had.
Yeah,
maybe it's
I'm gonna go ahead and start with Uncle Stevie. That's what I mean.
That helps.
The second highest payroll in the league might have something to do with it.
Yeah, I'm going to start with a guy whose brash spending forced the league to create a Steve Cohen rule. I'm going to go with Steve Cohen. A Steve Cohen luxury tax. I'm going with Steve Cohen.
For real. I mean, I'm not saying Mets even do this, but the idea that like, look at us. We're the underdogs, the measly Mets. Everyone's laughed at us for 20 years. Look at us now.
They are underdogs.
Proving they're not the fucking. Look at their payroll, dude. They have every good player.
Payroll doesn't mean shit. Look at the Red Sox, last place.
Well, yeah,
$240 million.
Exactly why. That's why it's so embarrassing. The Red Sox are so fucking bad.
True.
No, it's not embarrassing. It's not embarrassing.
Finish.
No, it's not embarrassing. It's literally just proving the point that payroll does not equal success. Just doesn't.
So, Jared, you're a fan of tanking and you want the salary cap? Is that what you just said?
No.
Oh, let's.
I mean, I don't mind tanking, honestly. I mean, that's what got the Red Sox Marcelo Meyer.
What a shitbag.
Red Sox tanked in 2020 and got the best prospect in the draft that year.
Oh, it's definitely paid off the next 2 years for sure.
Well, yeah, because it's almost like Marcelo Meyer didn't fucking play for the Red Sox, you dumbass.
Last place. He'll be there soon.
What place are the A's in?
But we're not even talking about the Oakland A's right now.
We're talking about the American League.
We're talking about the American League. Once again,
we're talking about the American League
conversation.
We're talking about the American League. Are we not?
No, we went from Timmy Trumpet to why the Red Sox were terrible.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Speaking of payrolls, though, the Los Angeles Dodgers are already at 90 wins. They hit 90 wins before September started. Did you see the stat that I tweeted out?
No.
The Dodgers, they're playing 700 ball for the whole year. They're 90 and 38 or something like that. So they've got like a winning percentage that's over 700. And then you look at around the league right now, and the Houston Astros have a winning percentage of 641. The Dodgers, since the start of 2017, have a winning percentage that's better than that. So the Dodgers have a 703 winning percentage this season. The next best winning percentage is the Astros at 636, which is now 641. Since the start of the 2017 season, the Dodgers have a winning percentage of 646. So the Dodgers winning percentage since the start of 2017 would still be the best winning percentage in baseball this year. And they've been doing that for 5 years.
They just continue to roll, man.
That's actually 6 seasons. 6 seasons. Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah. For the last 6 seasons, the Dodgers winning percentage would still be the best winning percentage in baseball this year.
But I mean, this season is a really good example, and what they've encountered on the pitching mound is a really good example of the depth. You know, you lose a guy, you plug another guy in. A guy like Tony Gonsolin shows up and has a ridiculous fucking season. And then Walker Buehler goes down, Clayton Kershaw goes down. We're like, all right, well, how about Dustin May? We'll bring him back. And Buehler's done for the year. All right, well, Kershaw's coming back. So, all right. You look up and you're like, we felt like we were down 2 arms and in a bad spot, but then Gonsolin showed up and put himself in an NL Cy Young conversation. And now Dustin May's coming back with his ridiculous shit. He's been throwing well. Like, all right, good. We can kind of wipe our brow here. Wasn't that big of a deal. And that's just talking about what's kind of happened for them on the mound. You just keep getting better offensively.
They're on pace to win 113 games.
Why can't they win 120? I just told you the Yankees went 22-6 in June. Why can't the Dodgers win 20 plus ball games?
They could. They could.
That's just, they had 90 wins by the time August ended.
90 and 39. When you look at that record, it just makes it seem more impressive than anything. 90 and 39.
Like, they're not going to lose 50 ball games.
Yeah.
Do you worry about them in the playoffs?
I think the old narrative is how many important games are they playing down the stretch and blah, blah. No, I don't. Nope.
Wow. So you get the Dodgers running the table then.
Yeah, I got a betting slip that had the Dodgers winning this.
Oh. When did you place it?
About 10 minutes after the last pitch of the World Series last year.
I don't know, man, because I don't know. I guess depth is supposed to be more important in the playoffs. But at the same time, don't you rely on less starters? And if
it's a great point, Joey, because depth is what sustains you through the 162. What you need come October are guys to be firing. And at that point, it doesn't matter who. If it's a rotation thing and it's your 3, 4, 5 guys who are firing, well, we're not just going to eliminate our 1 and 2 starters and start game 1 with our 3 starter. That's not how that works. Those guys are still going to get their time. They're still going to take the ball. But now you might be prone to going to some other guys a little earlier, knowing that these are your hot hands. And that's what you want to have happen, is playing good baseball, having guys clicking in the postseason. That is what we call the right time. So when you hear people say, I just want to be playing well, I want to be hot at the right time, postseason, that qualifies as the right time. And so if you've got a full lineup and you've got a deep bench, that's where depth comes into play. Because in the postseason, to your point, Joey, you go to those starters, but then you go to that bullpen maybe a little quicker as well to put out a fire, to try to match up as best as possible, just to give teams a different look. Well, if I've got a couple lefties, a couple righties, or a couple switch hitters, whatever it may be, on the bench with the depth that the Dodgers have, that makes matching up a hell of a lot more difficult. And because the depth you have on your bench are quality assets, it's kind of like I'm facing a fucking 12-spot lineup here. It's not like I'm getting a 9-man lineup to flip over. Because every time I feel like I might have a breath of air to take, you're matching up. You're plugging somebody else in that's giving me a tough at bat. And that's going to happen all series long. Series long.
Because obviously the Dodgers have been pitching fucking lights out. If you just look at the guys who are healthy now and in the playoffs, and if you're going to go on short rest, you got Tyler Anderson, Julio Urias, Kershaw are their 3 starters. And they've all had Kershaw's a Hall of Famer, Tyler Anderson, 2.68 ERA. But if you just go based on names and who you're scared of as an opponent, that's not as really overpowering as you would expect a team with 90 wins.
No, it's not as daunting by any means. You're right. But that's where losing Gonsolin is well, he was a pretty big part of this season's success we had, right? And
yeah, dude, I know we don't care about record, but he's 16-1. Dude, look at the Dodgers fucking starters records. Tyler Anderson, 13-3. Julio Urias, 14-7. Gonsolin, 16-1.
Yeah, and how
they just don't lose.
Yeah. Well, what that tells you is if you're a starting pitcher in the Dodgers rotation, if you can get through 5-6 innings, you got a decent shot at winning a ball game. And that's exactly what these dudes have done, is they've given them the body of work necessary to hang around and win a big league ball game. You're not creating a 12+ out scenario for your bullpen to have to cover night in and night out. So, I mean, really, you're getting performances from guys that are opening up the door to have this kind of run. You know, that's important. It's important to do.
Interesting, because I don't know, man. It's almost like I'm less scared of the Dodgers than the Mets, which is weird to say. But just because you're saying playoffs is about being hot, hitting at all cylinders. But if you look at DeGrom and fucking Scherzer,
yep,
they have that's their potential to be hot or like scare lights out is just their ceiling is way higher.
Well, yeah, those are two dudes who are that dude.
It's like the Dodgers have too much depth. They're not top heavy enough.
Yeah, that's a great assessment where there's not somebody who jumps out and is like, oh, fuck. They don't have two of those guys. They don't have three of those guys, but they've got, as you just laid out, a lot of starters who have done a really good job all season long. That's the difference between all season and the postseason. Is the postseason a little smaller, high impact, got to have it now. Got to have it now. We don't have the luxury of a 10-day window here. We got a 3-day window. Maybe a 2-day window. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, fucking, hey. Skipper said himself, we'll win the World Series if our starting rotation stays healthy. And it hasn't. Well,
no, it hasn't.
Hasn't bit him in the ass yet.
But, Joey, this is the time in season where it very well could come the postseason.
That's kind of what I'm hinting at, dude. I don't know.
Yep.
I'm just saying, as a fan in the division, I don't. Fuck, dude. I'm being too fucking nice to the Mets. But I think I'm more scared of the Mets than the Dodgers. I don't fucking want to say that.
The Mets have absolutely whipped you into a corner. It's sad to see, if I'm being honest. It's sad to see. Like you almost, I can see you look around and like whisper to yourself, Mets, the Mets. Yeah. Fuck the Mets. No, I was talking about them. No, that was somebody else. I didn't say it. Like, don't be afraid, Joe. Say it.
I know who I'm scared of. I'm not scared of the Mets. I'm scared of Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer. But specifically Jacob deGrom.
Rightfully so.
He's scary and he's the best. This thing about Jacob deGrom, everyone, when we talk about NL Cy Young Award, I feel like we just have to say, like, whenever we're talking about that, like, yes, whoever's winning the Cy Young in the NL, good for them. But the best pitcher is Jacob deGrom. Not even close. He just hasn't pitched.
Mookie Betts took Jacob deGrom deep yesterday. And then he called him the greatest of all time, potentially.
Really? He did?
He did.
So Jacob's fallen off a cliff.
You think so?
If he's giving up bombs to Mookie Betts. I mean, I guess Mookie Betts is good. But that's kind of not really
good. Yeah, he's all right. He's a pretty good player.
I guess that's not a really good take, great take, but if we stick with it, he's injury prone.
Yeah. MLB, I'm perplexed. MLB's official Twitter account tweeted, the best record in the AL in that span. The Mariners are absolutely rolling into September. And then the graphic says 41-19. And then I looked it up. And since June 21st, they're 43-19. So why would you exclude those 2 extra wins?
Because they're fucking idiots, dude.
Because maybe somebody else has a better record in that time.
No, they don't.
Oh,
only the Dodgers have a better record. The Dodgers are 50-14, and the Mariners are 43-19. And the Mariners have the best record it's the second best record in baseball, best record in the American League, 43-19. So they just, I don't know, it was weird. They just didn't include those extra 2 wins. I'm trying to shortchange the Mariners, dude.
I'm not surprised. I think
the Mariners could win it all.
You think so?
Yeah.
10K? You get good odds on that, Jared. Do you think Guardians was a good bet? You can take that.
Yeah, you're going to cash out. Yeah, man. You're going to cash out on the Guards winning the division and the M's winning it all.
Dude, how about this, dude? You just take half of what you won. I mean, you're already up big. Just take half of what you won on the Guardians. It's already cashed. Right. Put it on the Seamen.
Well, what about the odds? Like, wouldn't I would want to get in on the Mariners now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wait to cash out my Guardians 10K bet.
You don't have to wait, dude. You just know you're going to get that. So it's like,
right.
It's going to get in your account. And you're like, oh, wow. You know, it's like
I'm like fronting myself.
Exactly. Right. Put the bet in now, dude. What's half of what you won? So let's just say
like 170K.
Okay, so 60. Well, fuck. 85K on the Guardians. That's easy, on the Mariners.
Yeah,
it's a winner
to win the World Series. What do you think the odds are?
I'm going to say 2%. Maybe 0.9%. 0%.
What? No.
I'm going to put the odds at 0%.
No, you're an idiot. The best
FanGraphs. What does FanGraphs have the IMS World Series chances at? So I'd say roughly
right
0%.
now, the Seattle Mariners are plus 2,500 to win the World Series.
I got 3,200.
Or using the DraftKings Sportsbook.
So the fuck? Don't accuse me of not using DraftKings. You're such a fucking accuser, dude. I'm on right now. I'm fucking putting in hella bets on DraftKings.
Putting in hella bets. Yeah, dude. Seattle Mariners. All right, division winners. Where are my guards at? Are they favored? Should be, yeah, fucking minus 200. Good thing I got them at like plus 800. People don't want to talk about the Seattle Mariners. I don't know why. You think it's because they're afraid of them?
No, I think it's just because they don't drum up much interest.
What? The Seattle Mariners don't drum up interest?
You're talking about getting into going deep into the postseason.
Dallas.
The interest is about the Mariners getting to the postseason.
God damn it. Yeah, but they're already in. Those are your words, not mine. I asked you at the top of the show, is there anyone not in a playoff spot that's going to get in? You said no, which means the Mariners are fucking in. Dallas Braden guarantee.
I didn't say no. That was Joey.
The Dallas Braden take it to the bank guarantee. The Seattle Mariners are going all the way.
Yeah. Well, no, we're not going all the way. They're going to the playoffs. That's what I mean.
Okay.
It's not guaranteed right now. What I tell you, they got. What are they in the
Dodgers Mariners World
spot,
Series?
They're in the second spot.
Yeah, the fucking Blue Jays fell off again.
Well, it's the
Blue Jays were about to take over. The Blue Jays were about to be first place in the AL East, and they fell off again.
Yeah. Look, I said this on the air the other day during our broadcast in a game which we weren't even playing the Seattle Mariners. I said when the Mariners are good, much like when the Angels are good, I enjoy it. It's good for the division. High tides raise all boats. You'd hope to think that just incites more competition. And as a player who's played in the Mariners building, as a broadcaster who's now sat in on games in that building, when they're good and they're winning and October is in sight, it is a completely different atmosphere. Completely different atmosphere. That place fucking pops.
Yeah. It's getting lit in Seattle. And we were talking about the importance of the top of rotation in the playoffs. I mean, don't sleep on the Robbie fucking Ray, number one, Luis Castillo, and then you got a nice little piece in Logan Gilbert.
Luis Castillo, how many? They have him for another year after this?
Castillo?
Yeah. I definitely don't think he was a free agent.
Signed through 2022. So no.
He's a free agent after this year?
He's about to be FA.
Damn, dude. I thought he had another year. All right, we got to get him back in Seattle. Got to get him back in Seattle.
That'll definitely help that push.
Yeah. Anyways, breaking news. We have a new sponsor, late season call-up, if you will, CBD MD, the leaders in hemp-based CBD and Delta-9 THC products. These guys have everything you could possibly need to just straight up feel better. And their latest breakthrough is Delta-9 THC. These sneaky innovators found a way to get these Delta-9 THC products shipped directly to your door. And now some restrictions may apply because of course they do. So check your local laws before purchasing. But I'm telling you, this stuff is the real deal. They've got gummies packed with 10 milligrams of THC, perfect for winding down after watching the Red Sox blow yet another lead. If 10 milligrams sounds like a lot to you, then CBD MD has you covered with their microdose soft gels, which is 1 milligram of THC. These little guys pack a punch that's perfect for all-day support whenever and wherever you need it the most. Don't get all caught up in the technicalities. This is the same THC that you've come to know and love over the years, just extracted from hemp. It's been a nightly routine for me. It's my nice little wind down routine that I do at the end of a nice little MLB slate. To learn more about Delta 9 and everything else CBD MD has to offer, just head to cbdmd.com. Once again, that is cbdmd.com for information, education, and the best damn gummies that you've ever had. Must be 21 years or older to purchase Delta 9. What else do we got? I was supposed to do something today, and it was like, all right, we're doing it. And then the update was like, yeah, we're definitely not doing it. So I was like, oh, we have more time to do the podcast. And then now it's like, oh, well, now we are doing it.
Don't do it.
A lot going on.
Yeah, but it's going to be stupid.
You're going to love it. Hey, power of positive thinking, Jared. Turn that frown upside down.
No, it's going to be stupid.
Don't come on. Don't do that. It's already starting out that way. See? You're going to walk out the door anticipating
we were
that. You have the power to change that.
No, I don't. I can't. No, that's actually not true in this case.
I think it is.
No.
There's nobody else dictating your emotion but you right now.
Yeah, but there is someone else dictating the participants of what the shoot would be. So,
but all that you control is you.
Right. That's not enough in this particular case.
I think it is. You just got to harness that power.
Yeah, you got to boss
It's really
up
to you. It's really up to you. If you want to. If you don't want to, then that's a conversation that you'll have to have with yourself.
Anyways, all right. Anything else?
No. Pretty good. Ken Waldachuk.
What?
Ken Waldachuk will be making his major league debut today for the Oakland Athletics. Why is that important?
Sick. It's not. Shout out to Gunnar Henderson. His
punching
debut.
Out people. Did you see the video of Gunnar Henderson dropping dick and running around the bases with no lid?
Yeah, that was amazing. He's got great moss. Gunnar Henderson debut. Corbin Carroll, he let the ball get by him and right, and then he's one of the fastest people I've ever seen. Corbin Carroll. Did you see the video of him going whatever it was? It was either a triple or he was going first or third. I just saw him going to third base, and he was one of the fastest people I've ever seen in my life.
I love watching fast base runners. Guys who can cut the corners and are efficient base runners are so fun to watch. Ichiro, probably one of my favorites.
I like slow base runners. Funny shit.
No, you don't.
No,
I like slow base.
No,
Joe
I don't like them.
He likes fat baseball players.
Yeah, is it arguably way more fun to watch Albert Pujols run?
Or
Albert Pujols is just huffing and puffing, gasping for air every time.
Estadio, Tortuga.
But he kind of moves, he doesn't really move, but it looks like he moves.
Yeah, and the hair and the face, the dyed tips and the curls and it all goes.
All right. Enjoy your weekend of baseball. We'll be back on Monday morning. It's gonna be fun times.
Shohei for MVP.
No one's arguing that.
Well.